glad you've joined me this morning or this afternoon or whatever time of day it is for you right now. But I'm glad you're here. This is Play and Learn with me. I'm Dr. Susan. And today we are going to actually make some games, or a game that you guys can play with after we do the program. And you'll gather your supplies. It's pretty easy to remember what you need. But we're going to be using cardboard and chenille stems today, and a little tray. Tray looks like this. That's the tray we're going to use. We're going to use some stones, some rocks, and create a game for us to play. But first, I want to read a book to you. It's called Spots. Just Spots. That's the name of it. And it's all about what you can do with spots. So I think we'll have a lot of fun with the story. And it'll give you all kinds of creative ideas to put to use while you're home for the summer. All right, so let's get started with the book. Okay. It's just called Spots. And it's written and illustrated by Diane Alber. We've seen several of her books. She has great, great stories. So this one's all about spots. This is a story about finding spots. Just look for circles, speckles, and dots. They can bubble up big or shrink down quite small. Do you think you are able to spot them all? So I don't think we would have the time to mark all those spots and count them. There's one right in the bullseye. That's an easy one to see. All right. Some spots are stinky, and some spots are clean, squeaky clean. And some are the craziest you've ever seen. That's a really funny one in the corner. He's like rainbow. They love to be spotted, believe it or not. So when you see one, just point and yell, "Spot!" Oh, and look, when that one that's an exclamation point. That one has a bar above her head. The thing about spots that makes them so great is all the happiness that they can create. They add a design to each space they are on. Just look at the lizard, this frog, and python. You almost can't see the python through all the yellow dots, right? Outside of his head. Can't even see his tail. The little yellow dot is standing on his tail. That's very cool. To find some more spots, let's visit the zoo. Leopards and cheetahs and tall giraffes, too. And if you look closely, you'll see that zoo has 2 spots. Have unique spots from their heads to their toes, but only the leopards has spots like a rose. If you go to the farm and you hear a loud moo, just look for a cow. They'll have quite a few. There's another one. There's 2 O's in the moo, and the exclamation point has a spot underneath it. You might not expect to see a spot so big, especially the one on this large, smelly pig. I don't know if I'd want to visit that one. One more animal that we just can't forget is a Dalmatian who lives as a firehouse pet. This spotted friend has a large amount. So many, in fact, they will be hard to count. You might be there all day trying to count them. Reading can be a great way to explore spots that you may not have seen before. An exclamation point has a line on its head, and a question mark has a hook there instead. A period ends a sentence, a colon starts a list. An ellipse is where a long pause will exist. Did you know that those 3 dots, that's what those dots all in a row mean? We learned something new today. Now that you've been able to spot a few, here's the secret. You can make them too. You can paint or scribble or cut them out. Just having fun is what it's all about. They love to be counted from 10 to 1, which might be backwards, but it's so much fun. Then adding a break and 2 feathery wings, you can make a lovebird that so sweetly sings. Isn't that cute? That would be fun to make. You can also make bugs of all different kinds. Just make some more spots and add some dark lines. There's a caterpillar, a spider, and an ant, I guess. Yes, it's an ant. If bugs aren't your thing, that's quite okay too. You can make a small creature that's covered in blue. Add one spot in orange and one in lime green, and together they make one big monstrous scene. If you like yummy sweets and you're very ambitious, then you make 2 desserts that are fun and delicious. A spot for a cherry can make ice cream extra sweet, while more spots for gumballs make one tasty treat. Now let's look at a group of really small spots. Art called pointillism is a pattern of dots. Look closely and you'll see them all in a row, but far away they make a rainbow. So if you stand far away from the TV screen you're looking at now, you'll see a rainbow. Or if you squint your eyes, then you'll see the rainbow if you're sitting up close. You can also see spots by day and by night. Just look at this sun, this moon shining bright, or a dozen balloons with long curly strings. You can make spots be so many things. There's the sun and balloons and the moon, and I guess those little dots up there can be stars. Now you're an expert at finding some spots. It's time to start practicing by making lots. And when you're done, make a story to share so that these spots can spread fun everywhere. The end. That is a very creative book that tells us all kinds of things. And because when I read the story, I thought, oh, look at all the great things. And as I was sitting there last night thinking about something that would be fun to do with spots, I thought, well, there's a whole lot of things. And she shared some of them. And so you saw pictures of some of them. But I thought, well, maybe it would be really fun to get your sister or your brother, or if you're allowed to have some friends, well, you have to do 1 or 2 and mask and 6 and make distance and all that good stuff to keep us all safe right now. But it would be fun to make a game. So I thought, what kind of a game could we make that had something to do with spots? So yesterday, I'm just going to tell you a little story about how this project came about. I had to go to Lowe's to pick up a couple of items, and I'm standing in the line getting ready to check out. And they have this Highlight magazine, and I'm sure most of you know or have seen or used or get a subscription to Highlight magazine. And this is the magazine. I'm going to put it over here so you can see it. It's a special edition for summer, and it has a lot of crossword puzzles and things in it. But where I got the craft idea that the game that we're going to make, I got out of this magazine, and I thought it was really important to let you know where I got it and who created it, because that person took their time and their effort and their creativity to make this game, and I wanted to share who that was so that you guys know where it came from. And this magazine is at Lowe's if you want to go pick it up, but it has all kinds of cool things in it. It has all those things that you find all the missing objects and stuff, or find the objects that are inside the picture. Those are fun games to play. But it also had some different activities that you might find fun doing. So but that's where I got this idea. So how I could incorporate the spots was part of what I'm adding to this. So this is the paper that it's on, and the lady that came up with the craft is Elisa Clover, and that's who came up with this idea. So we're going to be making a toss game. It's called a cactus toss. So we're going to make this game. So I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'll give the instructions on how to play it. You can do it with 2 or 3 or 4 players, whichever you want to do. So for right now, I'm just going to put this over here out of the way, and I will show you how it would be fun to get your siblings together and actually create the game. You just need a little bit of help from mom and dad, unless you have older brothers and sisters that might be able to help you. But you want to cut out 2 cactus. Here's my 2. And I made them big. I think they have to be kind of big so that you can actually do the tossing. So, but this is the 2 pieces that I did. I think you can see that. Okay, and it's pretty easy to freehand it. It's not hard to do. But and then you'll need to cut them out. This is out of cardboard. It's probably 1/8 of an inch thick, maybe 1/4 inch thick cardboard. And I felt they had a pattern in there to show you what the pattern looks like for the cactus and what you need to do. So this is what I did last night. And the first thing I want to do is kind of make it colorful. And the really cool part about this is the cardboard that I got, or that I had laying around in my craft room, is that it's kind of cool because I'm going to use oil, they're pastels. They look like this. Okay, cactus doesn't have to be green if you don't want it green. It can be any color you want. It can be purple, you know. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to look like a cactus color-wise. Anyway, we're going to stick with the greens, but you can add anything you want. Yours can be you can even do a rainbow kind of cactus if you want. So we're going to do that. We're going to color the cactus first, and as you'll see with the colors the pastels that I'm using, there's a texture on the cardboard, which kind of is cool. This is a little light, and I don't know how well you can see it, but I'm going to go over it with several colors so that you get a good idea of what it looks like. And this is just for fun. So this is a way to create games that you don't have in your game stock, like I have at my house. We have tons of games. But if you don't happen to have this one, and it's fun just to create it and create it by yourself, you know, so that it's something that you can use. Okay, so this is a green. So I'm going to go over, this is like 2 shades of green. But as you can see with the darker color, you can see the texture of the cardboard, which is kind of cool. Looks like little tiny railroad tracks. But I'm going to color this side. You could actually color it differently. So we'll make this kind of cool looking instead of just a plain old cactus. It's a game, so it can be anything that we want, right? We can make it as decorative or as silly as we choose. So there's that side. So now we're going to flip it over to the other side, and this is a smoother part of the cardboard, and it has a different texture. It's a more smooth texture. So let's do purple. How about a purple cactus? That sounds exciting. So we're going to do purple on this side. So here's purple. This will be different shades of purple. I don't know if there's a purple cactus or not. You can always look that up on Google if you want to and see what you can find. Maybe there is a purple cactus. Beats me. I know there's a lot of cactuses in Arizona. Lots and lots of them. And I know we have a lot of them in California too. So this one's going to be a couple shades of purple. See, this one is a little different. It's just the texture of straight lines. So there's that. So that's that one. And let's do a lighter color. There we go. Whoops. It's escaping from my hands. So there we go. So we're going to color this. And the base too. Like that. And let me see. You know, I like gold. Let's see. What kind of color does this get? Oh, this is cool too. Look at that. That's kind of cool. It's a very different kind of cactus, that's for sure. So you just want to give it some color. And like I said, it could be any colors you want. It doesn't have to necessarily be green like a cactus or any of those others. I'm going to slip a little bit of gold through here. Okay, so that takes care of this one. Now we have to do the other one. So put that there. So let's see. How about, let's do orange. Orange cactus. So we want orange on this side. This is a very creative cactus. But we are making a ring toss game. And I'll show you how you make the rings in a few minutes. But the game can be played with 2, 3, or 4 people, or however many rings that you make. Sometimes you can, the ones that I'm going to show you how to make are really easy, but you can also use if Mom and Dad drink coffee, you can use the 1-pound coffee can lid. It's plastic, and just cut the center part out, and there's a ring. You can use that if you don't have chenille stems or any other kind of lid that you can cut the center out and make a ring. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Let's add yellow to this one. Oh, I like that. There we go. That's really cool. Now in the picture, they did some, they added some lines and some different colors. Like one side they did a bunch of X's on. So I don't know how well this is going to show up, but let's try it. So we're going to add some little X's. You know, like the little sticky things that's on a cactus. So we'll just do some lines like that on one side. But as I said, you can do this any way you want. The coloring is kind of the fun part. And we add everybody's energies and creativity to it. You might come out with something really cool. So you can do that. See these little things like this. These are just some of the different things that, this was one of the designs that they used on one side of the cactus. Okay, just little X's, okay? And then they took another one, and I think they did like stripes, like wiggle lines like this. That's kind of cool too. So you can really do just anything your heart desires to make your cactus as cool and funky as you want it to be. Okay, that's on that side. Now, we have to color this side. So with that one, let's see. How about we do red? That might be kind of cool. We'll do a red side on this one. Cactus. I like this one because this is the one that has the bumpies. It reminds me of railroad tracks. Or little tiny boxes or film strips. That's what it reminds me of, film strips. But you can color it any way you'd like. Okay? So. And now when you play the game, you can make up the rules that you want to go with it. They suggest that you, with the rings that you create, that you can go ahead and whoever gets up to 10 points is the winner, wins that game. So that you can do it that way if you want to. Or if you want to have it to be more points, you could do that. It's up to whatever you'd like to do. And you can make up the rules if you want to have a slant where the ring doesn't go all the way over the cactus, or it has to go all the way over the arms of the cactus to get a point. It's up to you. You guys, as you work together as a team to make up the rules that you're going to play with, okay? So that's kind of part of your job. But it's just a fun activity that you can do together, and then you can play a game. All right, so we've got this part of the cactus done. So now we're going to put it together. There is a line, a cut line that I did that goes up to here, like that. Okay? And then the same length of line is going to go on the top. So one's going to be on the bottom and one's going to be on the top. So then we take the cactus and we put it together. We slide it like this so that this reaches the top and this one reaches the bottom, like that. So one of the other things that they suggest you do is that you glue this down here at the bottom piece and up at the top piece so it stays together. Okay? So you glue that. But instead of glue, we're going to use tape. That's what we're going to do right now, is we're going to just tape that so that it stays there instead of moving around. Okay? So I'm going to take piece tape and put these two pieces. Okay, one goes over this side. And the pastel oils that we use, the tape really doesn't like to stick to them too well. So you just have to be real conscious of taping them. And it's not going to interfere with anything. with the amount of tape that you have on it, it's not going to bother anything. You might make it so that it goes all the way around and catches that center piece so that it is tight against there. So, oops, sorry. I'm going to come around this way, put it there, and there. Just kind of hold it tight. Then we're going to turn around and go on the bottom, and do the same thing with the tape. All right? So I'm going to take a piece of tape. And like I said, you could use glue if you want to. Glue stick wouldn't hold too terribly well. So we're using Scotch tape. I'm thinking maybe what might work better than Scotch tape is if you have duct tape or you have painter's tape or packing tape. It's a little bit stickier and a little sturdier. So you might want to try to use that kind of tape, but that's a kind you can try. And if you're going to glue it, be sure to put your glue on, then you're going to need to put some kind of a clip that holds it together while it dries. So it doesn't pop apart once you let go of it. Okay? So we're going to tape again here on this side. So you'll be taping the two sides. There and there. And the other thing you can do, well, it's a little hard to color it if you put it together first and then decide to color it. You can, and you don't have to use your pastels. If you want to play the game a little later, you can always do your cactus, and then you can, I'm going to cut this to flatten the tape. You can do, poster paint or acrylic paint. If you want to paint your cactus, you could do that too. You can make it really creative, whatever you'd like to do. Okay, now, how are we going to hold this guy steady so that when we toss the rings, it doesn't get knocked over, because it's just cardboard. All right, so we have this little tray. This is a plant tray, drip tray is what they call it, for plants. So we're just going to take that. We're going to put the cactus in it. I measured this last night so I knew it would fit. So like that. Okay. And then I have, to make it kind of look like the desert, I have these rocks. So I'm going to take these rocks. Can you see that? I think you can. And I'm just going to take the rocks and I'm going to lay them in between the bottom of the cactus. And they'll hold the cardboard. So it's kind of a stand. You can do that. In the picture, it does have a few stones, but also has sand in the bottom. So I suppose that would hold it a little bit. I'm not sure. But I just decided to do rocks because I had them available to me. So I don't know whether you can find these outside or your mom has them in her garden or what. But wherever they are, be sure to ask permission if you can use them. Okay? That's important to do. Now, the other thing you can do is if there's something that you want to keep for a while, you can decorate your stones, too. You can paint them with acrylic paint works best on the stones, especially the rocks, because that absorbs a little bit into the stones. Okay, so now that's pretty sturdy, right? Okay, so now the next step is actually creating the numbers. How much value is each one of these, the arms of the cactus? Now we have 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4 for this one, and there's 2 here, like that. So we're going to start, and what I did is I made little circles, which is where the spots come in from the story, not only because the spots are a great way to create fun things to do. So these are going to be the numbers, or the value of each of the cactus arms, all right? So we're going to just start with number 1. You can use anything you want to write with. Usually a marker works the best. So we're going to, the first value is a 1. This one doesn't mark too good. Maybe I'll change another color. And you'll need 2 of those for each side. Okay? They look like eyes now. And then your glue stick. And you're going to glue one of them on one side. So this arm is worth 1 point. That. And then put a 1 on the other side. Did I put that right side up? Now it's a little crooked, but at least you know it's 1. Okay, so there's the 1. See the 1? Okay, now we're going to do 2. Let's make this fun. We'll do different colors. This is 2 points. So we're going to do a 2. I'm sorry if I don't keep looking at the camera, so I can write down what I'm doing. So these are just little circles I cut out of poster board. And this is 2 points. Let's put the 2 points over here so they're not going right in a circle. Let's say the 2's over here. There's 1, 2, and then the other 2. Okay. I guess you could make your points as anything that you wanted. Just whatever you're going to add up to of what you need in order to win a round of the game. Okay, so there's 2. So now we have to do 3. So here's 2 of these. So this is 3 points. Oops. There's 3 points. So we're going to glue those on. It doesn't take a whole long time to make the game. So 3 goes on that one. And then it goes on the other side. And if Mom doesn't have or Dad doesn't have these trays, see if you have Mom might have something that in her kitchen she'll let you use, or maybe Dad will have something in the garage that you can use to hold your cactus steady for while you play the game. Okay, so now we're going to do number 4. I really like this idea. Lisa had a really good idea for this game. Okay, so this is 4 points. So we're going to do number 4, like that. Okay, so here's number 4. I know when my family was little, I have a brother and 2 sisters, and during the summer we used to play lots of games. Our favorite game was Scrabble, and we used to play that a lot, and that was fun, except we made up funky words that weren't necessarily words to make it kind of fun, but we did that. Okay, so there. Now we have to do the center post of the cactus, and that's going to be 5 points. So we want to put 5 on each one. So, you know, when you get it over top of this, you know that it's 5 points. So we'll do number 5. So we're going to write 4 of these. So there's 5 here. 1, 2, need 4. 3 and 4. There's the 5. But like I said, if you want to make your points different, you can do that. It's all about being creative and having a lot of fun. Okay, so that's 5 on that side. And now you don't get 5 points for each one of these things because the ring's going to go over top of 1. All right? Yeah. Put 5 over here. And I'm going to need to make, whoops, put the glue on the wrong side. Okay, and 5 here. 5 on this side. Put upside down. Almost. There we go. Okay, I need 1 more 5 for this side. So I'll do a green. Okay, there's another 5. And you glue that on. So as you work together, you could probably get this together pretty quickly. And you can make this out of not cardstock, but poster board if you want to. I just had the cardboard at home, so that's what I decided to use. Okay, so now we have all of our points that goes around just like that. Okay, so this is our cactus toss. Now we need to make the rings so that we can play the game. So you take a Chanel, so you get Chanel stems. They look like this. Whoops. They come in a package. Now, if we don't have Chanel stems, I told you about, you know, you can get the coffee lids Probably the 1-pound can is probably the best size-wise, but you could probably use some other kinds of lids that are not really big. You don't want them too big in diameter so that they won't, go over it. That'll just bounce off. So, but what they suggest is the chenille stem. So what you do is you just take the chenille stem, you make a circle, overlap it, and then twist. You have this going this way, like that, and this one going the other direction. And you're just going to twist it over the other side. And there's makes your ring, see? Like that. So there's one there. And I have two other ones that I made last night. So there's two. And I guess you could make as many as you wanted. And each person would go around one time. They would toss. If you wanted do one round, and they would go around, and each person would toss, and we'll see what number they get. And then the next round, you go over it again. And if you want to, you can get the chenille stems of the different colors. I had green, so that's why I took green. You can make different colors so you know whose rings are whose. That might be a good thing to do. I didn't think about that last night when I was doing this, but see, this will fit over top of that, like that. And we'll do another one. So it's a fun game. And the cool part about this game is it doesn't take up a lot of space. All you need is an envelope to put it in, like a 6x9 envelope or a 12x12, whichever one your mom might have laying around for you, so that when you're finished playing the game, you can leave it all set up if you want, or you can take it apart, and this will just fold flat, and this in the tray you can put away, and then you'll have that at a later time when you want to play the game again. But it's a good tabletop game you can play inside. You could also play outside. And if you wanted to have maybe 5 rings per person and do a different color of the chenille stems, you could do that. So that would be good. So we'll move this over here. Put this over here and see if I'm any good at this. So we'll go like this. Oh, can you see that on the camera? Yeah, you can. Okay. So let's see if I can do it. Whoops, not so good on that one. Or that one. How about that one? There we go. I think I cheated a little. Anyway, there you go. So you can have fun with that with your brothers and sisters or your mom and your dad. It's a good game to play at night so the family can do something together. But it's called Cactus Toss. And Lisa, let me get her name again. Lisa, where is it? Glover. She's the one that created the game, and that's the picture. I think you can see it there. And if you don't want to use cactus, you can use some other kind of design to do the same thing, because you could do all kinds of things with it. It doesn't have to be a cactus; just has to have some kind of arms that you can throw the ring toss on. But anyway, I hope you have fun with the game. It was fun to make, easy to make, doesn't take a lot of supplies, and we did incorporate the dots. There's the dots for the circles. And you could have used round stones. That would have been dots too, but it's a fun game. So have a good time with it. Have a great day and the rest of the week, and I'll see you again soon. And thank you very much for joining me. Bye.